everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robin, or Hobbit Reading List, and this week we are starting my October TBR, and I'm super excited. I've been feeling very autumnal for about a month and a half now, and so now it is finally appropriate, and yeah, I'm just so excited, so let's get right into it. I totally almost forgot to film. I kept thinking all morning, I'm like, oh, I should film before I go to service. And then I just didn't. And I got in my car and I'm like, okay, I actually need to film because it's about to be a whole new day. So it's Thursday. I'm about to head to Rosh Hashanah service. And I haven't honestly picked up a physical book since Monday, which was in last week's vlog. I have started listening to City of Dusk. I listened at 1.35 speed, so I've listened to about 3 hours. And so far, it's still just been an introduction of the main characters. Each chapter, which was anywhere from 35 to 50 minutes long at 1.35 speed, was introducing one of the 4 main characters. So I listened to 4 chapters yesterday. So I can't really tell you anything yet besides what's on the little blurb thing, which is that these 4 heirs to these 4 realms that are within this one kingdom, I guess, they each control a different power, and they're going to have to work together to save the kingdom. That's pretty much what I know. It's not bad. It's just it's a kind of a slow start. I was a little surprised. I'll have to look to see how long the chapters are in the physical book, because that's just a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have. I'm gonna drive to Rosh Hashanah service. I'm probably not going to listen to the audiobook yet because Heartstopper season 3 came out, so I'm probably gonna listen to that. Probably on my way home I will switch back over to City Dusk because I should be finished by then. But I'm gonna go to Rosh Hashanah service, and then I have to do this marketing thing for my job tonight. And so since I'm already gonna be in Illinois and the thing is in Illinois, I'm just gonna stay the entire time. So I'll get out of service. I made an appointment for a pedicure, and then I'm just gonna chill at the office until the thing. So I'm probably gonna do homework, which means I probably won't read, but hopefully I'll read tomorrow. Hopefully. And then yeah, so this is probably gonna be another 2-week vlog because I'm not gonna have time to get last week's vlog out until Tuesday, and I'm just gonna roll it over into a 2-week vlog. So hopefully after today I will start really reading for my October TBR. So that's the plan. All right, let's go. Good morning, everyone. I did not listen to my audiobook yesterday. Just wasn't in the right place for it, but I did read a bit of 2 different books. So I read a chapter of Convergence culture, which I read for homework. It was interesting. It was all about transmedia storytelling and how I guess The Matrix, which I think I've only seen the first movie, so I didn't realize this, but I guess The Matrix, when it first came out, you could get different pieces of lore and the storytelling through not just the movies, but also the video games, and I guess the comics and the books that came out about it as well. And if you didn't have those pieces, the sequels were a little confusing, or a lot confusing. And there's also mention of Star Wars, but and there's some mention of Lord of the Rings as well, but I was well, Lord of the Rings is a little different. But so it was interesting. So that was that. But I also started reading The Haunting of Hill House. I'm about 16% through, I think. I didn't read much. I'm still they're not even in the house yet. Eleanor is now at the house, but it is, oh, okay, someone put up Halloween decorations. I'm like, what is that floating thing? It's a ghost. But like a sheet ghost, not a real ghost, obviously. Anyway. Yeah, Eleanor like just got the house. So I'm very much in the game, but I was just reading a bit while I was getting a pedicure done yesterday, and then I was at a marketing event when I had some downtime. So yeah, that was my reading yesterday. I am going to go to the office today, so I will, listen to a bit more of the audiobook. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not a huge fan of like, if this book is going to switch between 4 different perspectives the entire time, which I have a feeling is going to, like, that's going to be really annoying, because 4 chapters should not take me almost 3 hours to get through. And it had to be that case because I had to introduce each of the main characters and like give their backgrounds and all that stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. This might be a slog, which I'm not a fan of, but we'll see. We'll just see. That's where I pretty much stand. I did finish the 3rd season of Heartstopper yesterday. I finished the whole thing. It was really good. It was really cute. I don't know whether or not there's going to be a 4th season. I haven't heard anything. If there wasn't, I think it ended in a good spot. Obviously, I would prefer there be a 4th season, because I know there's more. I know there's going to be more in the webcomic, and I would assume that the series would go through the like novella Nick and Charlie, which I think could be the 4th season, and then that could kind of be it. But I don't know. So if it is only 3 seasons, I think it was very well done. I would like more, but I'm happy with where I ended up. So yeah, that is pretty much what's going on. So I'm gonna make some tea and then get ready for work. Hi everyone. I realized I haven't filmed in a couple days. I think maybe last time I filmed was Thursday, Friday? I don't know. I know I didn't film yesterday. It was Chris's birthday, so I really just hung out with him all day. We went and got breakfast. Well, I recorded a podcast episode with my dad, then we went and got breakfast, and then we went and got coffee, and we stumbled upon a scent bar, so we made some candles, which I think was more for me than for him, but that's fine. And then we went and got dinner, and we hung out with some friends, and that's about it. So I read 2 pages of The Haunting of Hill House, so not a lot. But since the last time I filmed a clip, which I think was Friday morning, I have listened to a couple more hours of City of Dusk. It's still really interesting. I'm still getting to know the world. We've been introduced to another perspective, which I don't mind the perspective itself, but it's not from one of the 4, obviously, heirs, which are the perspectives we got in part 1, because I'm in part 2 now. It's another one. And I feel like the way it happened, it wasn't necessary. Like, it just wasn't necessary, because we had, immediately following this person's perspective, which we had for the second time, one of the heirs, Tasia, I think, was with this character, and we got her perspective immediately after. So I'm like, why can't we just have her perspective? Why did we need another one? So that kind of bothered me. I don't like stories with like that many perspectives, which, as I'm saying it, I'm like, I think this is a common thing in like high fantasy books And of course, Lord of the Rings popped in my head, which has multiple perspectives, which I don't mind. I think the reason I don't mind is because it's necessary. Like, there are multiple perspectives, but there are multiple storylines going on. And so we need to follow these different characters in order to know what's happening in that part of the world. In this, all the characters are in the same place, dealing with the same main plot. Like, they have their own subplots, but they're not necessarily connected to the plot itself. Like, they have their own individual issues while working on this main plot. So to me, it doesn't feel necessary. Like, to me, 4 is a lot, but if we just stuck with those 4, I'd be like, okay, I kind of get it. But, like, introducing this 5th one, like, why? And technically we already had a 5th one, who is one of the actual heirs, and for a reason, we don't get that one anymore. So we had, so in part 1, we had all 4 heirs and Tasia, who is one of the heirs, Dante. It's his sister. So we already had 5. Now we have 6. That's too much when it's not necessary. So I am enjoying it, but that really bothers me. So yeah, and like I said, like, I've read 2 pages of Haunting of Hill House. We're still not inside the house. But yeah, so I've a little bit of more work to do, and then I'll listen to City of Dusk going home, and hopefully I can get some more reading done tonight. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. I'm very frustrated. The 2-week vlog for the end of September that I was going to put up, I worked on for about 3 hours this morning, and the files were, I guess, corrupted would be the best word, although I don't think it's totally accurate. But to sum it up, I can't use them, so I'm pretty much just not posting that vlog, so that sucks. It was very frustrating, but I'm moving forward. It's fine. But I wanted to check in and say that I have read more of The Haunting of Hill House. I'm about halfway through now. I read 2 chapters last night, which was about like 70 pages. And we had our first like true activity, I think. Like, so far it had been just like a very like oppressive feeling in a house, and then like doors closing when they were definitely open. But like the door thing could be explained by either like by the housekeeper doing it, or I guess the person who had the house built didn't like right angles, and so everything is just like slightly off. So that could definitely account for it. But in the last chapter that I read was the first like real haunting event. It was very freaky. I kind of regret reading it at night while having like a haunted house ambiance on my TV. It definitely added a layer. But no, it was kind of fun. So I am enjoying it, even if I'm reading it a little bit slower than I would like. I'm hoping that maybe I can read more tonight after I get done with work and before Chris comes home, because I'm not cooking like I have been the past couple Tuesdays. So yeah, that's about it. Tomorrow when I go to work, I will resume listening to City of Dusk. I also, because I'm behind on my reading goal for the year, I went through my syllabi for my classes to see if there were any other things that we were reading throughout the semester that would count as a book on Storygraph, and there were 5 more things. And I'm like, okay, great, that makes me feel a little bit better. I have like, I think 2 more weeks before I get to the first one, but still, that I was like, okay, at least that reading counts, because like I have to read a lot for my classes, but a lot of it doesn't count. Like, it's not listed as a book on Storygraph because they're like articles and stuff like that, but there's a a thing, but there's something coming up in the next couple weeks. I don't remember if it's a speech or I don't remember, but it's something. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. I'm not in the best of moods today because of the whole thing this morning, and then like I had a rough day yesterday, but hopefully it'll turn around. So all right, let's, I guess, start working. Hey everyone. I'm a little, I'll say, disappointed in myself because I made a decision that I knew was not going to benefit me, and I did it anyway. And by that, I mean, I started playing The Sims again. And I know part of it is because, like, I haven't played The Sims in over a year, and so my brain is looking at it as like, ooh, new and shiny. Even though it's not, like, EA is telling me I've now played, including the, like, 2-ish hours I've played today, that I've played for 215 hours and 54 minutes. So, but I discovered a new challenge by Deligracy that I hadn't seen before, and it made me want to play it, but make it like Lord of the Rings. So that's what I'm doing. I promise this is not going to become like a Sims channel, but I did get sucked in today for about 2 hours, which means I have not read. I did not read. I read a little bit more Tuesday. I read 2 more chapters at the end of the night. It's getting spooky. It's getting spooky. And I'm not going to lie, there's a part of me that wonders if I'm avoiding it because it's spooky. Because it's not that long. It shouldn't take me a week to read it. But I do think I'm kind of avoiding it. Even though I want to read it. Like, it's really well written. And I'm enjoying it. But I do wonder if, like, because I don't really do horror books, that, like, subconsciously I'm like, no. So, yeah, that's where that is. So I did read 2 more chapters. I think I have 3 chapters left. I'm not going to say that I'm going to finish it today, honestly. I'm going to write for a little bit with my friend, and then I'm going to cook, and then I'm probably going to play Sims till I go to bed. I'm just going to be honest. But I will try to finish The Haunting of Hill House by this weekend. Not that I have, like, a lot of time. Like, tomorrow I go to work, and then I go straight to a pre-fast meal, and then I go to Kol Nidre service, and then Saturday is Yom Kippur, which I'll be in temple all day. So, however, that does mean good things for City of Dusk. I listened to about 2.5 more hours last night, and because of Yom Kippur, and I'm going to temple tomorrow, that'll be 3 more hours, and then 2 more hours on Saturday, and then 2 more hours on Sunday to go to work. So I don't know if I'll have it finished, but I'll be very close to having it finished by the end of this vlog. I think it just kind of depends. I don't know. I don't know how accurate the Audible prediction is, like, because I have it on 1.3 speed, I think. And it says that I have, like, oh, I'm recording on my phone, so I can't check. But I think I had, like, 9.5 hours left. I just don't know how accurate that is, because I feel like it's slightly off. So, I don't know. But we are getting into the main sort of plot. I'm over halfway, and it's becoming very emotional in a way that I like, because it's making me bond to the characters more, with one character in particular. But I do feel like the logic is a little not logicking. Because it's like, one of the characters did a thing that the other people find abhorrent, even though they understand why. But they're still agreeing to work with that person, even though now they know the real motives, and they don't necessarily agree with them, but they're still agreeing to do the thing. And so it's like, okay. So it's just a little interesting. We're still bouncing between 5 different perspectives, but now we're doing it in the middle of chapters, apparently. Like, 2 of the chapters I listened to yesterday started in one perspective and then shifted to another perspective with no indication as far as I can tell. So that's kind of frustrating. I really don't like that. So yeah, at this point I'm trying to decide, like, am I going to continue this series or not? And I really don't know. I guess it depends on how it ends. I did look at the sequel on Storygraph, so I have an idea of how it ends. But it has made me intrigued, so I'm inclined to continue. So I don't know. I do not know. That's kind of where I'm at. If you hear a popping sound, it's because I'm playing with a stress ball. That you pop it and then, yeah. That's why. If it was bothering anyone, because I feel like it's kind of annoying to hear a thing and not know what you're hearing. But yeah, so I'm gonna get set up for my writing date, and then I'm probably gonna play Sims the rest of the night. I feel really bad about that. I'm like, I know I should read The Haunting of Hill House. I'm enjoying it, despite it being scary. And I also know that, like, I'm a third of the way through the month now, and I haven't finished a book in October. I'm very aware of that. Yeah, I should not have downloaded Sims again. I regret it. But I'm too far now. That's what my brain says. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. And I will check in with you guys after I read some more. Good morning, everyone. So I did not film all weekend. Friday was the beginning of Yom Kippur. So it was Kol Nidre, so I was doing that. And then Saturday was Yom Kippur, so I was in temple all day. And then yesterday I worked. So I had a very busy weekend. But I did want to prioritize finishing books in a 2-week vlog. Because it's now, the 14th of October, and I still, like, up until yesterday, I hadn't finished a book in October. So I have now finished 2. As soon as I got home last night from work, I told Chris, like, I was gonna finish the books I was reading. So I went upstairs and listened to the last of the City of Dusk. And my complaints are still there. I feel like it's too many perspectives. I really didn't like the perspective shifts in the middle of chapters without any sort of, like, announcement or anything. Especially when I'm listening to it, like, I don't see if there was, like, a paragraph break or anything. So it just felt like, oh, and now we're in Angelica's perspective. It's like, oh, okay. So I still didn't like that. But I thought the story was really interesting. I thought the relationships between everyone was really interesting. So I did give it 4 stars, and I added the sequel to my, like, Amazon book wish list to remind myself to get it at some point in the future, or I'll get it for the holidays. But yeah, so I did like the story. I was compelled by the end to want to continue to read the series. But yeah, it was just mainly just the perspectives. Like, by the end, we had, six different perspectives? That's too many. When they're all in the same place, that's too many. It will make more sense in the sequel because, for reasons, I know that some of them are in one area, some of them are in another area, some of them are in another area. So, like, that makes more sense. Like, have them be in different places. I will say I was a little sad because something happened to someone. And it made me sad because I really liked that character because I thought they were a lot of fun. But hopefully there's a way to come back from what happened to them. So yeah, so it was good. I think for picking it up at, like, a local book swap, like, I was pleasantly surprised because I'm a little distrustful of, like, other people's cast-offs because I want to know, like, okay, why did you decide to give this to, you know, someone else? Like, why did you decide to resell it? Why did you decide to donate it? Why aren't you keeping it? So I was pleasantly surprised. I'm getting glared at by Bastion because I'm talking, so I'm going to move on. After I finished listening to City of Dusk, I did homework, and then I picked up The Haunting of Hill House, and I finished that as well. I was only like, I was at like 75% or something. So I was very close on both of them. It didn't take long. I think I was done with both of them by like 9 o'clock. And that's with getting home at like 5. So, well, 5:30. So The Haunting of Hill House, I really enjoyed it. And I don't know if this is like a realistic desire for like horror stories, but like I want more explanation. I want to know why. Like, I want to know what's up with the house, man. And why did it like Eleanor so much? Like, I want to know. And so I'm tempted to like look up like theories or stuff, but that's just theories. But I did enjoy it. It did freak me out. And maybe that's why it took me so long to finish it. But no, I did really enjoy it. It was very inspiring because I'm actually working on like a ghost story right now for like a fan fiction thing. So that was really helpful. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it. I don't know if I'll watch the series. Like, not because I don't think it's good. I've heard it's very good. I think it's going to scare the shit out of me. And I don't really read horror books that much. And so it's just like trying to do this for October is just like, ugh, I don't know, man. Like, The Haunting of Hill House, I know objectively is not that scary. Like, the writing is very well done. It builds a lot of tension, and that's what makes it scary. But like, there's not any like jump scares or anything like that. It's very atmospheric. But I know, because I've seen like clips and GIFs from the show. Like, I know it's gonna scare me. So I just don't know if I want to do it. Like, part of me does, but the other part of me is like, nah, man, you're gonna have nightmares. So leave me a comment if you, one, if you think I should do it, and two, if you want to see some like clips of my reactions, because I guarantee you I'll just be like. So yeah, no, it's very good. I gave it 4 stars. I don't know if I mentioned that. I gave it 4 stars for very different reasons from the City of Dusk. I just felt like I wanted a little bit more background. Like, you can keep things mysterious and ambiguous and stuff like that. Like, that's fine, but I wanted a little more background to give reason for why the house, like, there was a little bit, but I feel like there wasn't enough. And so I walked away with a lot of questions that I wanted answers to. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, I am going to wrap this vlog up because, 1, I'm getting glared at by a cat, and because I'm keeping him awake, and 2, I need to go for some training. So thank you so much for being patient with me. I know in the past month I've not been the like most consistent with vlogs, especially because of like technology. I will be better from now on, at least with vlogs. And yeah, thank you so much for watching me, you know, procrastinate on 2 books. I'm hoping the rest of the month will be a lot more productive because I'm now officially behind on my reading goals. So let me know where you are in your reading goals so that I can either feel motivated or feel better. But otherwise, like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.